We're going to review the freeandclear.com Biweekly Mortgage Calculator, which is a mortgage calculator that allows you to determine the mortgage payment, total interest expense, and mortgage payoff date for a biweekly mortgage. To find the Biweekly Mortgage Calculator, simply click on the Mortgage Calculator tab on the top left of any page on freeandclear.com, and that will take you to a page that lists all the calculators available on Free and Clear. The Biweekly Mortgage Calculator is listed under Mortgage Program Calculators, and if you click on the triangle to the right of the calculator title, it reveals a brief description of the calculator. I'm going to click on the title, which will take us to the calculator page. The important point to understand about a biweekly mortgage is that you make a mortgage payment every 2 weeks instead of every month. Biweekly mortgages are most popular and common in Australia, Canada, and Europe. I'm going to walk through the calculator now. As you can see from the way the page is laid out, the inputs to the calculator are on the left side of the page, and the outputs to the calculator are on the right side of the page. The inputs are the information that you provide or select, and the outputs are provided by the calculator after you click the Calculate button. It's important to highlight that if you ever have a question about an input, simply hover your cursor over the icon to the left of any input rectangle, and it reveals a brief description of the input and the information required. The first input is mortgage amount. This is the size of mortgage we want to evaluate. I'm going to use $300,000 in this example. The next input is interest rate. If you hover your cursor over the icon to the left of the drop-down menu, it shows the current interest rate for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. In this case, the current interest rate is approximately 4.250%. The interest rate for a biweekly mortgage is generally based on the interest rate for a 30-year mortgage. If you click the drop-down menu, it reveals a wide range of options, and I'm going to select 4.250%. The next input is mortgage term, or the length of the scheduled mortgage in years. Please note that with a biweekly mortgage, you pay off your mortgage prior to the stated scheduled term. So for example, a 30-year biweekly mortgage is actually paid off in year 26. If you click the drop-down menu, it shows a range of options from 10 years to 50 years, and I'm going to select 30 years. The next input is mortgage start date. This is the date of your initial payment on your mortgage. If you click your cursor in the input rectangle, it reveals a calendar, and in this case, I'm going to say that the start date for a mortgage is March 1st, 2014. We have submitted all of our inputs, and I'm going to click on the Calculate button, which will produce our outputs. The first output is the estimated biweekly mortgage payment, which is based on our mortgage amount, our interest rate, and our mortgage term. The next output is total interest expense over the life of the mortgage. This is how much interest we will pay to the lender if we make the required scheduled mortgage payments. It's a lot of money. The final output is mortgage payoff date, or the date when the mortgage will be paid in full. As you can see, our biweekly mortgage is paid off approximately 26 years from the start date. At the bottom of the page, we have a chart that shows the amortization, or the breakdown between principal and interest, over the life of the biweekly mortgage. If you hover your cursor over the green bar, it shows the principal amount you are paying for the year, and if you hover your cursor over the blue bar, it shows the interest you are paying for the year. If you hover your cursor over the green diamond in the line chart, it shows the principal mortgage balance at the end of the year. The chart also demonstrates how with amortization, you pay more in interest expense at the beginning of the mortgage and more in principal expense at the end of the mortgage. It's important to highlight that you can change the calculator inputs without having to refresh the page. So if I change our mortgage amount from $300,000 to $400,000 and click the Calculate button, the outputs and the graph at the bottom of the page are updated automatically without having to refresh the page. After you've reviewed the calculator scenarios that apply to you, you can click on the Compare Lenders button at the bottom of the outputs and review a table with interest rates and fees for lenders in your area. If you have any questions about the Free and Clear Biweekly Mortgage Calculator or any mortgage topic, you can always click on the Ask an Expert button at the top of any page, and it will take you to the Free and Clear Ask a Mortgage Expert feature where you can submit your question. The feature is free to use, and we never spam. Thank you for reviewing the freeandclear.com Biweekly Mortgage Calculator.